I love a good gala. The tea is fantastic. But let's discuss it on this episode of Pretty Little Liars Perfectionists after the secrets.
Can keep a secret if one of them is there.
So finally, everything that we have been anticipating leads up to this episode for the most part. We have now finally gotten to the gala, and we know everything always goes down at a good gala. I know I just said gala before, but gala, people say it that way. It's like tomato, right? I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna talk about everything leading up to the gala and everything, oh my god, I don't even know how to say it. And then we're gonna talk about everything that transpires at the gala, because that's where it all goes down. Alright, so to begin, where we left off on last episode is that Jeremy was throwing his laptop into the lake and Caitlin followed him. He disappeared, she looks in his car, and then he appears behind her and tells her to get in. So as Jeremy's driving the car with Caitlin in it, he seems very, very aggressive and scared, and he says he's about to leave town. He's leaving town and he's asking Caitlin to come with him. He says he was protecting her and her family, so that's why he did what he did. So is he confessing to killing Nolan? So now we also know that the liars have the evidence that Dana is willing to commit a felony just to close out a crime. So they present this information to Claire, and Claire is a little taken aback and she's just like, whose idea was this? Which means that she doesn't really care. She's on Dana's side, but why? Why when literally the person who's investigating the murder of her son is corrupt? And also it's official that Dana ratted Dylan out to the ethics committee because he gets a phone call from them and they need to meet immediately. So now we get an alone scene between Allie and Claire. Claire essentially wants to know who's the mastermind behind this entire situation, and Claire has some mean words to say. Let's check out the clip.
Whose idea was it to entrap my head of security? And why was my daughter involved?
She wants to find out who killed Nolan. That's why Taylor came back. And she knows that Dana Booker's on the wrong track.
I appreciate that my daughter is home because of you. And I want to trust you, Allison. But if you're lying to protect your students, I can't.
They're good people.
Yes, well, good people make bad mistakes. Don't bring her into your mess.
So now staying on the topic of Claire, Claire seems to be very, very suspicious now. When she's alone with Taylor, she tells Taylor that she needs to stop obsessing over who killed Nolan. Now I know Taylor is a little bit wacko in the head due to her past. However, her mom to tell her just to chill out and stop worrying about her brother's death is a little bit suspect to me and makes it think that she's covering for Dana 100%, and now she's telling her daughter not to worry about her son's death. Claire, what are you doing? What are you thinking? I think Claire has a deeper stake in Nolan's death than we think. Moving on, so Dana wants to take everyone down. She ratted out Dylan, and now Dylan is confessing to Andrew that he's going to be kicked out and this could be one of his last days there. And then Dana also approaches Ava because she knows that Ava is using stolen money to pay for her tuition. So she admits to Ava she's gonna find out where that money is. So now Caitlin finally meets up with the liars and spills the beans about Jeremy. She tells them that she thinks Jeremy confessed to killing Nolan due to the fact that he said that he would do anything for her to solve this problem, that problem being Nolan. So now this gives Taylor a huge carrot in front of the face, and Taylor wants to chase this lead down. And her number one source is her beacon guard, so she decides to use that system to track where Jeremy was the night of Nolan's death. We're gonna come back to that in just a little bit. So now just the liars. Ava also confesses that Dana knows about the money, so she moves the money to Caitlin's house that's off campus. Moving on, so now we're getting ready for the gala. We have an intimate scene between Mona and Mason, and something interesting happens. He gets a phone call from Claire Hotchkiss. Why does Claire want to talk to Mason? Moments later, they have a small conversation. He leaves and she orders active security on him. I don't know. She's paranoid at this point. I honestly don't know. Is Mason on her side? Is Mason not on her side? Mason's apparently leaving the college as well. Everything is up in the air and it's giving me anxiety. Moving on, so now one of the funny scenes right before the gala begins. Ava goes to Taylor's hideout in the RV And Taylor gets a notification that there is an intruder approaching, so she whips out a gun, and Ava's like, Jesus Christ, Taylor. It's kind of funny. But some things are confirmed here. Number one, Nolan loved Ava. Taylor says that she was the one for him, and I'm like, bro. Wow. She also confirmed that somebody hijacked the Beacon Guard system to spy on them, and this person or a group of people not confirmed yet is who tried to kill Taylor, and Taylor thinks this is who killed Nolan. To continue, the blackout was caused by a Hotchkiss device that was logged into by Jeremy. And remember Taylor's gate recognition system? She confirms that it recognized Jeremy walking to Thorn Hall moments before Nolan's death. So now staying on the topic of Jeremy, Caitlin decides to bait him out. She calls him, tells him that she loves him, that she wants to see him, and that they need to meet up. She wants to go with him. Now this is where shit starts to go down. Caitlin goes back to her house, walks into her house, and sees Dana Booker standing there with her mom. And it's time to explain. So now Dana Booker has the money. Caitlin and her mom are also on the outs again. And now the rat's out of the bag that Caitlin's mom wants to pull her out of BHU and take her back to DC. And now this is where the shit gets crazy. We're at the gala. Jeremy's a no call, no show, does not clock in for his shift, and Caitlin begins to get a little bit nervous. Right before he responds and says that he'll meet her in 1 hour at the Riverwalk, Claire pulls Mona aside and lets her know that Mona has been terminated due to an inappropriate relationship with the student. So, it's talked about that Claire is the last decision on whether Dylan is going to be able to stay in the university or if he's going to be kicked out. So he decides to approach her, which I don't think was the best idea. She immediately shuts him down and is like, how dare you ask me for anything? I don't think that Dylan is in her good graces at the moment. So as the liars are ready to dip out and meet Jeremy at the river, Claire and Taylor have a conversation, and Claire decides that she's going to petition Taylor to go back to the mental institution. So Taylor kind of cons them, and she just dips out with them. So now this is where it all gets crazy at the river. The liars arrive. Caitlin walks down the boardwalk alone, and Jeremy arrives via a boat. He pleads to her and says if he told the police everything that she would be in danger. So he did what he needed to do. Taylor pulls up in the mental institution employee's car that she stole from them and intrudes on the entire situation, and they all approach Jeremy at once. So as he tries to leave the situation, Taylor whips out that gun again, so the bitch is just strapped. As he tries to leave, she shoots him and he falls to the ground. Immediately Allie notices and is like,
He was running towards you.
Yeah, Taylor was afraid for her life. We all saw it.
You were afraid. He was charging at you with something in his hand.
Jeremy. Jeremy. He's alive.
so the finale of this season is going to be interesting, and also it's a little scary that the show hasn't been renewed for a second season yet. I think it's going to. Honestly, I think it really depends on the ratings from this episode and the finale. So hopefully we get another season, but yeah, I'm excited for the finale. It's gonna go down, it's gonna be crazy, and God, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Are you ready for it? So yeah, as always, with all the tea that's been spilled today, can you keep this one a secret?